Hello friends, in this video I wanted to talk to you regarding this ongoing issue of dogs, apparently a huge problem, so huge a problem that Supreme Court had to take so to cognitions. It's called dogs as a menace. Media has been calling dogs, several sections of the media have been calling dogs as a menace. My point in this video is going to be the following, that this problem, although not zero, it is wildly exaggerated. It is hugely exaggerated. So I'm going to present two lines of evidence to show that the problem is wildly exaggerated. Okay, so first is I'll present some numbers, and then second I'll present some comparison. Okay, so first the numbers. So let's look at this government website. Where this is the Jan 2025 report released by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and National Center for Disease Control. So this is the number of animal bites reported. So obviously if you see here, in recent years the number of bites has actually been lesser. Okay, whereas the Supreme Court in its order has claimed alarming rise. Now, does this look like a graph which is showing alarming rise? Definitely not. If any of my students were to look at such a graph and tell that it is an alarming rise, then he's not going to get any marks in that question. Now, let's look at the similar numbers from this Op India website. Op India has been one of the major players in spreading fear of dogs and dog bites. So even in the numbers presented by them, which is pretty much from the same source, this is not an alarming rise. Nobody will look at this graph and tell that it's an alarming rise. Okay, so this itself indicates that the problem is wildly exaggerated. Now let's look at in the same NCDC report, not the number of bites, number of deaths caused by rabies. After all, one of the reasons why dogs are feared so much is because their bites can apparently cause rabies. Okay, so this is the number reported in the Jan 2025 report. So again, you look at this graph. Does this look like a alarming rise to you? I mean, it is just it doesn't make any sense. It's the exact opposite. Numbers have been falling. So to claim that in a Supreme Court order to claim that there has been alarming increase, alarming rise, it just doesn't fit with the facts. Okay. Now, obviously, you may say that, well, these numbers are underreported, possibly, but underreporting, why would, it's a completely different issue to say that there is underreporting, different from saying that there is an alarming rise. There is no reason to believe that there is underreporting only in the recent years. That requires quite a bit of imagination to say that only in the recent years there is undercounting. Okay, so now let's continue with the comparison. Okay, so having looked at numbers, this gives us an opportunity to look at some comparison. Now, although this reported number of rabies deaths is very less, of the order of 50 to 100 across the country, the number which is quoted many times is this number of around 20,000. Okay, so there is actually a publication which cites this number, comes up with this number of around 20,000 deaths in a year, estimated. This is not counted. Okay, now I have looked at this paper, the methodology, and the striking thing here is that they have, this is a survey-based thing, but there is not a single instance of a medically confirmed rabies death in this survey. Okay. So this number, is open to question itself, whether this itself is an exaggeration. But anyway, let's look at, let's take this number for discussion, assume that it is true. Okay, so 20,000 rabies deaths a year in India. Now, how does it compare with road accidents? Okay, well, you see dogs on the streets, you also see cars on the streets. I don't know of anybody who is afraid of cars. So if you look at the official government data on road accidents, so this is the report which gives the numbers for 2023. Okay, it is similar for recent years. The number of road accident deaths is much more. While the estimated number of rabies deaths is around 20,000, this is 9 times more, 9 to 10 times more. And if you look at counted number of deaths, it is like 3,000 times more. Okay, so obviously no sane person, including all those present in the courtroom on in the Supreme Court that day, even though they may have traveled in cars or may have done 10-minute delivery, they are all contributing to the road accident risk in some sense. But nobody is afraid of cars and motorbikes, although it claims much more number of lives. Okay, so that's the long and short of it. In two angles, the apparent dog menace is hugely exaggerated. One is there is no alarming rise. That's not what the numbers show. Second is a comparison with something you deal with, everybody deals with on a daily basis, which is road vehicles, are much more dangerous than dogs. So this entire thing of calling dogs as a menace and the Supreme Court order surrounding it is all based on huge, wild exaggeration.